Welcome to this Halloween special of Some Good Tea, where we drink some tea and we share some tea. I am your host, Katie, and this week I am sharing tea with two good friends of mine, Jessica and Tannah. Let's jump into this episode.
I'm so excited, you guys. It's Halloween.
Heck
yeah.
It's
We
gonna
got
be great.
a Halloween special going. Jess is back because she's got spooky stories she wants to share.
Always.
And we're joined by Tannah today.
Hello.
As well. I'm so excited. This is going to be so fun. The tea that we're sharing is the Pumpkin Spice Rooibos tea by Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
I know, right?
That's nice. That's real nice.
Fall.
Mm-hmm.
Just
in a cup.
Everything that you want with pumpkin spice flavor, boom, right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's super good. And we have the option to add their pumpkin creamer to it today, too.
Listen, we love the orange pumpkins, all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. As per usual, guys, we're going to be rolling a 20-sided dice to pick the questions that we have all about Halloween. Since you're new to the podcast, Tannah, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Heck yeah.
All right.
I'm going to go for the
little
jingle
singing
bell.
dice.
Is this the jingle bell?
Yeah, the little singing one.
Do you want it on the table or in here?
Oh, I mean, wherever. It kind of contains it a little better in the box.
Okay.
Ooh,
Is that an 8?
That is an 8.
Ooh, starting off strong.
Oh, this is a great question.
Heck yeah.
Haunted houses.
Yes.
Ooh.
Do you like to go? What's your experience usually like? Tell me all about your feelings about haunted houses.
I friggin' love haunted houses.
Ooh.
Can we say friggin'?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we say friggin'?
Well, I say friggin' with a G because I'm like, I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
no,
it's more of a
it's-
comedy bit
it's
than
fine.
anything.
Yeah.
I love haunted houses. I love spooky times in general.
Yes.
I want to go to Universal so bad and experience the Haunting of Hill House.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So freaking bad.
Yes.
But the ones in Salt, are we allowed to say we're located around?
Sure. You
So-
guys can come bother me if you want to.
In the Salt Lake area, Nightmare on 13th Street
Yeah.
is my favorite.
It's so
Our goal
good.
this year is to go to the Fear Factory.
Yeah, Fear Factory.
I've
I want
you
to go
not
to
been
there so bad.
before?
No.
Oh,
The only thing I'm super afraid of and like I have like genuine lines with
Yeah.
are Jason masks.
Oh,
I have a
interesting.
we went.
You cannot.
Yeah, we went in July because they were having a spooky time in July, and
Oh, I did that too.
we walked through, and the one room that I had a full collapse panic attack was the Jason room.
Oh no!
Everything else, I was like, I am here. This is my home.
Did you know that you were this scared of Jason before that happened?
When I was little, I didn't know.
You didn't know that he had followed you. He
Yeah.
literally followed you.
He really did.
Oh no.
And then I've been working on trying to get over that fear, and so last year,
Desensitization training.
Yeah,
you
so
know,
I've been
just
watching a lot of them.
exposure.
I've been watching those
Yeah.
movies
Do
to try and
yoga
get
at the
me-
same
Oh.
time. Just have a really zen
to get
experience.
it out. Yeah.
So in other words, when I'm running around, don't wear one when you're around.
Oh no.
Do you have a Jason mask?
I do.
Nice.
I was gonna say, Jess, you seem like somebody who definitely have a Jason mask.
Hey, look,
For
when you
sure.
scare people at scout camp, you gotta have something.
Yeah.
It's true.
Absolutely.
I'm in a show right now so I do a lot of theater around here, and one of the Desert Star Theater in Murray
So
does a lot
fun.
of parody musicals, and
Yeah.
our third act is called an Oleo,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a little cabaret moment,
Yeah.
and it's our Halloween theme, and so there
Oh.
is a guy dressed as Jason, and I have to literally like every time
Oh
I
my
see him,
gosh,
I'm like,
funny. You're like, it's not Jason. He's just an actor.
yeah, I do, and so the way that I focus, or I guess not allow myself to freak out,
Yeah.
is I constantly am just singing my lyrics in my head.
Oh, that's
just making sure I'm
That's
not
smart.
gonna. But yeah, what about you guys? Because those are the only haunted houses. I mean, besides Evermore Park.
Which this year's
Evermore
gonna be
is so
lit.
Yes,
fun.
this
It's
is
gonna
gonna
be
be
so
the
fun.
best. It's gonna be so good.
I used to be, when I was little, I couldn't do anything scary or spooky or
Sure.
haunted houses or like the corn mazes that were spooky. Like I couldn't do any of that. I was a very shy child, and I just like it was too scary. It was too
Oh,
much.
yeah.
I was raised with 3 brothers, and so we kind of were tormenting each other enough. But I don't know what happened. Like I got to a point where it was just like That's not so bad. But I've been to a lot of different ones. And yeah, Nightmare on 13th. You should go. You should absolutely go. I was always worried that I would be the person that would like freeze or just freak out and not be able to do anything because that's how I was as a kid. Jessica can attest to this. Typically, I'm very nonchalant. Like,
oh my gosh! So last year when we went to Evermore, we ran through the.
Well, and like Evermore is very tepid.
Yeah,
especially like if you are into going to haunted houses. Evermore is very family friendly, and they should be.
But
right?
your commentary, like this one guy came out and was like, and she's like, "You should get your nose checked out. Sounds like you got a nasal infection."
Yes.
And I was like, "Oh my god."
We love people who heckle.
I just like it's just so fun for me, and like I don't have like it's hard for people to startle me. I don't have a really strong like startle reflex. I just kind of I don't know. I've always
taken that as a challenge.
Situationally aware.
She scares me all the time.
It actually kind of bums me out when I'll go to like a new haunted walk or something, and I don't like if I don't get one good jump scare in, I kind of am like, well, that was fun. But like I just had some fun conversations with people while I was walking through this beautiful haunted house.
Have you? Well, it's not a thing anymore. But Ellen DeGeneres would send her producer into all the haunted houses every year.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They're some of the funniest videos. I feel like
funny.
you would be very similar to Andy. You'd
Yeah.
be walking through like, good one! You got me!
I mean, yeah, like if you can even get me to jump, yeah.
She can't
I
jump.
want to go with you to a haunted house.
Oh,
Fear
she's
Factory. Into Fear
hilarious.
Factory.
I have. It's been a while.
Have you guys
I
been
went
to the haunted
way
circus?
back. I
Yes.
haven't been to the haunted
Love the haunted
circus.
circus.
I haven't been to the haunted
Are we
circus.
about to
Oh my
make
gosh.
plans and
Are we gonna go?
Yes.
like, hit all the
Let's
haunted
go.
houses around Salt Lake?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm down.
We need to.
Boom,
Okay,
pinky
pinky
swear.
swear.
Yeah.
Right here. It's happening. It's absolutely happening.
Yes.
But yeah, like I want to be scared. I want to be spooked. I want to be scared, and I it's hard. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know.
I think you're probably one of those people that has to be a real life situation to be spooked.
Probably.
There's that aspect of suspension of disbelief if you're do like theater or whatever.
Yeah.
You go in and you have to like you still have that. I'm not fully immersed in this.
Yeah.
Like it's not real. I think
mean,
you would
that's
have to be
fair.
in a real situation.
That's fair. Well, and like my job that we'll not talk about, like, would be scary to a lot of people, and I do have to like compartmentalize and stuff when the crap hits the fan, right? And so
Does that happen often?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Of
She
course it
keeps
does.
her crap together
course it
better than
does.
I do.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that's its own sad topic we can talk about. But like, I you're the first person that's ever brought that up, and I haven't even thought about that.
That's true.
But that's like actually a really good point, because like I started going to haunted houses and things more in college, and then through like my graduate studies, and yeah, it's always been that way where I just kind of am like, this is fun, but like it's hard for people to like actually get me scared.
But then there's me, she'll literally walk around the corner. I'm like, oh
my gosh.
I'm like that with my roommate Sarah.
I don't even try.
Like a panther or whatever. She's so quiet.
Yeah,
And
she's
just-
so quiet.
I'm not.
Like literally, I'll be sitting at a computer typing, and then she's like,
Clearly.
"Do you want like the next thing?" I'm like, "The frick you come from?"
Like I will have walked by and been in the room for like a solid 5 minutes, and then she'll turn around and be like, "Where were you?" I was like, "I've been here the whole time."
Like, are you having ghosts?
I can't even hear you breathe.
I'm not even that. I don't know.
I feel like I'm gonna put you in my phone as ghosty.
Yeah, that's okay.
And that's just how I'm gonna.
That's fair, especially with today's topic. Yes, absolutely. Jess, do you want to go next?
Sure.
Here, roll the sparkly dice.
Heck yeah. That's a 9.
9. Wow, one
This
right
is a
after the
really
other.
pretty one,
Thank you. I love that.
right?
Ooh,
What's oof mean on this?
Oof, like it's
that's
nat
a 1. Yeah, 1 is
Oh.
bad.
and yeet is 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jess,
Yes.
how old were you when you either weren't allowed or stopped going trick-or-treating on Halloween? What did you do instead?
So, funny story about that is my little brother, because he was like 7 years younger than me, I always had to take him trick-or-treating anyways. So when I hit like 12, my parents were like, you're starting to get a bit old. You can still go trick-or-treating if you want to, but you just got to take your brother. Apparently, I have a very young-looking face, and even when I was
Just
12,
true.
I would
looked very
agree.
young. So
Yeah, I would agree with
at
that.
12, I looked like I was 7. I was also disgustingly short.
Aww.
So I still would go trick-or-treating, and they're like, "Here you go, sweetheart. Share with the classmates." And I'm like,
It's like,
Share with the classmates.
I thought I was a young kid going to grade school
this
still.
little teeny kid.
That's amazing.
That's cute.
My little brother wanted me to go trick-or-treating with him all the time, though, every year. And so I was just like, fine, I'll go. So when I started looking a little older, then I built a giant werewolf costume that I used at scout camp to scare the scouts with. The name of the pet was Camp Pet. So that was, it was a legend and a lore there, but that's a whole nother story about scaring boys.
Yeah.
My favorite. So, but I would go.
Obsessed with you. I love you so much.
He's such a boo.
I have so many stories, man.
Did you guys grow up together?
Oh,
Is that-
No, we met at work.
Oh yeah, you had said that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess officially I stopped because my little brother was constantly wanting to go at 21, and he is at 21.
Wait, when
because
you were 21 or
when I
he
was 21.
Okay.
He stopped when he was 19. So the
Okay.
reason for that is because I know how to build giant bodysuits that are insane.
That's
So,
cool.
Like,
That's
if
really
you know
cool.
Five Nights at Freddy's, I built my little
Yeah.
brother a Springtrap costume, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh!" and they avoided him anyways. And because he had such a legit costume,
Yeah.
even if we were walking down the street taking some of his younger friends trick or treating, adults would come running up and be like, "Your costume's sick," and give us candy.
I mean, yeah, that's really lit.
Yeah.
Like,
Amazing.
I
I
would-
don't know what that is, but
oh no,
that's a skill.
I can show you real fast, but it was pretty intense. Like, I personally wasn't going out for candy. At like 15,
You
I was
were
like, this
going
is...
out to show off your skills.
Yeah, so I was mostly just going out to watch my little brother make sure he didn't die because he had a
That's
friend
weird.
who was retarded. It's a stupid kid. He almost got them hit by a car one year.
Oh gosh.
But I was basically babysitting, but when I wasn't trick-or-treating with him or taking him anywhere, I was scaring people. I was hired on as a haunter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that would be like the bodysuit.
Heck?
As
Yeah.
the character.
There's a whole
Isn't that cool?
the friend, and then I was going to build him a Nightmare Fredbear costume, which is even more horrifying
Yeah.
than that. But we ended up losing time because I ended up going on a mission, an LDS mission, and so we completely lost that.
Aww.
So, but yeah,
Maybe one day.
yeah. So I build costumes for kicks and giggles. I swear I am not a furry. I build these costumes to scare people.
You're doing
Yeah.
bodysuits so you can be the monster.
Exactly.
Do you also dabble in like where you can see your face kind of costumes? So like the Sanderson sisters, Winifred, Mary, Sarah.
Oh
That
my
would be
gosh.
so fun.
There was-
But yeah,
well,
to
that's
answer
fun,
your
though.
question, yes, I'm building a costume. Have you seen Dungeons and Dragons, the movie, the new one?
No.
It's so good.
funny.
One of
I
the
want to see it
characters-
so bad because Chris
it's-
Pine is literally the love of my life. He's my
He
number
is
one.
He's just a wonderful man.
The song he
and
sings,
kills
you're gonna die. But I'm building
Love
one of
him.
the main characters. Her costume, her name is Olga. She's the one
I
who's
love
always throwing
Olga
potatoes
so
at everybody.
much.
So
That
I love that.
is
Is
she
she
the
the
little
actress?
druid? I want to be her.
You
my next
should
cosplay.
do
but
it.
I'm gonna need help with that armor because I don't do
I can
armor.
help you. It's stupid easy.
Okay.
I can help you, CC.
This is why you have friends.
This is where I have
Exactly,
friends.
Friends
Guys,
of all
it's
different.
finally my turn. This is so fun with 3 people.
It is.
11.
Ooh, we
We
are.
skipped 10.
Dang it.
I bet
Skip
10 feels
right
left out.
past-
It
I mean,
does.
10's feeling real stupid right now.
You almost made Tannah spit her tea. Look at you.
You're welcome.
We're not supposed to spill it literally.
Don't. Well, okay.
The table my
Okay.
life. I'm like,
Don't-
You're right.
"Ah."
It is Beauty and the Beast.
Just be nice to my cute little pumpkin.
These are
little
stinking cute.
mats. I love these.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
question
good.
is, did you ever have to brave the elements on Halloween? How did the weather affect your costume experience, etc.? Guys, did I ever? Did I ever? We were obsessed. So all my brothers and I are really close in age. Most of our age gaps are like about a year to 2 years. So we grew up all together and we were obsessed with Halloween. We loved Halloween. I was a complete tomboy, so most of the time we were doing something like Batman and Superman and like Star Wars and like
So
all
your
these
group
things
costumes.
and Harry Potter. Oh yeah, we were always in group costumes, which like I miss that so much. I know.
Yeah, we could.
We
Can
So,
plan something for this
we
year.
we were always doing really good costumes, and my mom can sew like a beast, and so she would make our costumes.
That's so cool.
Very rarely did we like go and buy a full costume. Sometimes we would buy like accessories and stuff for the costume, but usually my mom was making it. And then as we got older, she would be like, okay, you need to learn how to sew, so we're gonna make you learn how to cut out a pattern and all this stuff. And now I'm very grateful she did that. I still cannot sew. No, don't even start with me. So anyway, all of that is to say that there were multiple years, because I grew up on the East Coast, there were multiple years where we would have heavy snow.
Oh yeah.
On Halloween. Like, and it would be like fall, boom, snow. Like the night of Halloween.
Yeah,
and it was so
in
crappy. It was so crappy. And gosh, it was, guys, I'm old. I know, isn't
That
it?
was thrilling.
Isn't it the best creamer? So it was right around when the Lord of the Rings like very first came out.
I was
the
in
movies.
6th grade.
We were all had our favorite
I was, like, in fourth or
characters.
third.
And we were all, me and my group of friends and my brothers, we were all going to be our favorites. So we did like this huge group costume of all the Lord of the Rings.
That's awesome.
It was
so
great.
fun.
Who are you?
Were you a
Legolas?
Yeah! I want to be Gimli.
Dude.
So freaking bad.
Gimli. Now I think I would want to be Gimli just to try to attempt to do the face makeup. But like, oh, yeah. So I was Legolas. One of my friends' parents made me, her dad made me a bow. Like, oh, it was so cool. And then it snowed.
And then it's cold.
And we had to wear like our winter coats. And like, these are Lord of the Rings costumes. So I still have my cloak and stuff. Like, and it can keep you warm, but my little toesies, I had gotten boots that were not made for walking in freaking 2 feet of snow. Like,
and that snow out there back east is wet.
It's very wet. It's very heavy.
cold.
It'll soak through anything. And my mom, like, she made us all like gear up. But at one of the first houses we stopped at, was one of my best friend's houses. I took off all of my winter clothes and my winter boots and put back on my costume, because I just wanted to be Legolas. I just wanted to be Legolas and have a good Halloween and have people see my costume instead of being like, what are you? Pixie in a coat? Like, no.
Listen, I support you. Brave the elements, push the bit.
I had such cold feet for the rest of the night. Like, I had a little lake in my boots. Like, when we got to like the last house, we kind of would do like a loop through the neighborhood, you know, and we got to like the last house was one of my other friends' houses, and we were having hot chocolate and going through our candy the way you do.
Yes.
And I just like, I could take my boots off and my socks and just like fully wring them out. My little feet were purple.
Ooh,
It
dangerous.
was bad.
That's
It was
Yowza.
very bad. It was very bad. I think my friends'
Push the
parents
bit.
were
Push
like
the bit.
really
Yeah.
concerned. Yeah, but you know what? I was committed.
Yeah.
And I'd had many years before that where I stuck it out and I wore the stupid winter coat and the nice boots to keep me warm, and I always regretted it. And now,
The spirit
You
of
know?
Legolas kept your feet intact.
I mean, Legolas walked
Apparently.
over the snow. We saw
He
it in the first
did.
movie,
He did.
so-
He did.
He did.
What a
I
powerhouse.
know, man. Lighter and
Just-
so
Mhm.
great. So yeah, that's the one that really sticks in my brain of I was determined to not have my costume ruined by the weather, and the weather almost ruined me. But it was okay. It was okay. It was fine.
Worth it.
It was absolutely worth it.
I love that.
100%. 100% worth it.
The worst I've ever
Do you
had.
have pictures
of
of
that?
that?
Oh gosh, probably, but like they're not going to be digital pictures.
Sure, that's
How young do you think I am?
Very young.
Well, I'm
Keep saying
33,
you're
and
old.
I feel like you're younger than I.
We don't have to talk about it on a recording that I'm going to publish on the internet.
I still don't know her age. We've been friends for almost 2 years now.
We're so cute.
You know what? We had the best youth when it came to media, I feel like.
Yes, I would absolutely agree.
The 90s babies.
I
Yeah.
would say the 90s babies, we were right in the sweet spot, because
Yep.
we got all the cool old retro stuff, and we got to experience all the cool new stuff as it became new.
Yep.
Like, we got super lucky. We didn't have to experience the media as I'm gonna have to catch up on this. Like,
Mhm.
we got to live it, and we didn't have to put up with all this. Like, we're gonna remake this. It's like, no, I've seen the original.
And
Right?
I was going to say, especially with like Scooby-Doo.
Oh
Yes!
my gosh! Talk
the
about
OG
Halloween.
Voices, yeah,
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo is
Freaking
The Halloween
Scooby-Doo.
specials, whenever they would release them on Halloween, those are my favorites.
Yeah.
To watch on Saturday
When I was a
mornings.
little kid, like some of the first things that scared me were Scooby-Doo episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And now I look back, I'm like, oh, they're so cute. But I remember being like, this one creeped the heck out of
Right,
me.
Yeah.
like the lighthouse episode. That one, like I wouldn't go near lighthouses when I was little because I was like,
That's one of my
There
favorites.
was some creepy vibes.
maybe yeah, it's like
Interesting.
super creepy vibes. Now, I'm
Now
not
I think
gonna-
they're amazing.
Oh
I
my
think they're
gosh,
so
I
cool.
love it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fascinating.
It's interesting how films and different experiences tamper with how you react as an adult to different
It's
things.
very
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's very
Also,
true.
your mannerisms.
A lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
that learning
That's
started
true.
a long time ago, guys.
Mhm.
You want to roll the dice?
Yeah.
What are we gonna get?
Ooh, there was a thrill. I believe that's. I don't actually know what that number is.
That is a 9. We got
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
we
You
did
gotta
it.
I
re-roll
gotta roll
it.
again. Okay. We're going for a 10. 5.
5.
Half a 10.
Ooh, half a
Man,
10.
we have not broken out of the low numbers. That's okay. Finally. Okay. October is a time for telling spooky stories.
Yes.
What is one of your favorite to either hear or to tell?
This is a big one.
Because I experienced it is why. Okay, so I was wanting to be a doctor when I was before I went on my mission,
That's
Oh,
cute.
that's fun.
specifically a radiologist, and so
Ooh.
we're
You
required.
would make so much money. Can I just put that out
And
there?
you would be a fantastic radiologist.
Them radiologists, man, they have like you guys, all 2 of you people who listen to this, radiologists make so much money, and they have the best job. They have the best job. Okay,
You don't have to talk
they
to
really
people.
do.
They don't have to go
You
into
get
the
to look at
scanning room or
cool
anything.
stuff.
You just look at
You look at
Yeah.
cool stuff all
It's
day, like
fascinating.
all the imaging, all the cool stuff. You get to look at that.
everything. on
But
the
let me
inside.
tell you, the residency to get there,
Pain in the
killer.
tuchus.
you'll
And
you'll die.
It's long and expansive.
You'll die. You'll be dead.
Yep.
And you'll never want to see the light of day again because you become a little vampire, living in the dark, looking at x-rays all
To
day
be fair,
long.
though, I already am a little vampire.
So maybe you should be a radiologist. You're like, as
Oh,
fine.
man.
But so you
So
want to
anyway,
become a doctor?
you wanted
Yes,
to be a
so I had to
radiologist.
do clinicals, and so
Mm-hmm.
usually
Yeah.
the best way to do that is to work as a CNA.
Perfect.
She's passed now, so I will say her name, but her name is Dorothy.
Oh,
She was
Dorothy.
sassy.
Oh,
I
wasn't
mean, yeah.
wasn't
those
a
are the
fun
best to work.
sass.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love if I worked in the medical field still, I
Yeah.
would choose geriatric over anything else.
Oh, good for you.
I think-
Dang,
I think
that's
older
hard.
people are so funny.
They're so sweet too.
They're terrifying to me.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Dorothy.
Dorothy.
She would walk around. She would sit on the very edge of her wheelchair
Yes.
and use her heels to move forward.
Oh, okay.
Very, very small, petite, very slender,
It's a
just
delicate
skin
little-
and bones lady.
Oh, that's sad.
And she started to go a little bit downhill, but she would love her little wheelchair walks.
Oh,
And she would come around, she'd curse us and
I love
do whatever.
Yeah, just being
Um,
old and grumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came back from a vacation and she had passed.
Oh no!
I know, it was really, really
That's
sad.
sad.
But I didn't know she had.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody told me.
Did she haunt you?
She came around the corner and there
Shut
were 2
up.
of us. So that's why I know I'm not crazy. My coworker Bailey and I were sitting there and she came around the corner and went by and did her normal thing and then I just never saw her again. And Bailey was like, yeah,
We had 2 witnesses.
yeah. And Bailey was like,
I'm
did
getting
you see
goosebumps.
that? And I was like, yeah, I did. And I was like, that's normal for Dorothy, right? Like she doesn't
I was like, that's what Nora.
Bailey was
Dorothy
like,
does.
she passed away on
She's
Saturday.
been dead.
It was a Thursday. Like I will never forget this. It's crazy.
I'm getting goosebumps, girl. Oh my gosh, what the heck?
Freaking insane. I also
Whoa.
love
Like
I
you
would
saw
go
her
ghost
clear
hunting.
as day.
Yeah. Like you and me. I'm literally like if I were at your stove,
Yeah.
you were her. And
Oh
that's
my
how far away we
gosh.
were.
I mean, she just had to give you one more bird before she moved on.
I know. It was she was into the fish shaking.
the fish shaking thing.
It was-
Okay. Yeah.
But, and swearing at us. It was
Of
a great time.
course.
And I was like, were you just trying to say goodbye?
Aw, that's actually really
Interesting.
sweet.
That's
but-
haunting. There's a lot of stories.
Holy
Like you go to old
crap.
hospitals and insane asylums, and you still see things like that going around. People
Yeah.
caught it on camera.
That
Ugh.
yeah. Dang.
They really
that is
do.
a good story.
That is like that's so haunting.
That
Oh
is a
my
good
gosh!
story.
Spooky.
I thought I saw some spooky stuff at Evermore, but no,
I feel like
takes
that
the
blows
cake.
every story I've ever had out of the water, for sure.
That's so cool.
Try us.
Oh, I don't know. In the context of this question, like my favorite, I don't know if I have like a specific one that I like to tell or hear. I love all the spooky stories.
I wonder what that is psychologically. Why we are you're LDS?
Yeah.
Why we enjoy the unknown?
Yeah. Because obviously we have this, if your listeners are not LDS, we believe in life after this.
Mm-hmm.
As members of the church, but I'm very intrigued what it is, especially, again, I work for a criminal background screening company, so we read a lot of things about murders and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, like, you're wondering, like, why do we have this, like, innate fascination with kind of creepy,
and the morbid
stories?
kind of thing,
in the morbid sense, or even just like the desire to see or be around haunted houses and things like that.
We like to dabble with that.
I mean, it all kind of ties in,
I personally don't want to play with the devil.
It all kind of ties into like the same brain waves, right? There used to be public hangings people would go to for fun, you know?
Yeah,
for fun.
Yeah, so like if somebody were in the Old West, especially out here, the Pony Express Trail, there are a lot of different things.
Everybody in the town would know.
The lynching.
They would know that it was happening, or the beheadings and things that
they'd even bring their kids too.
Like people would go to watch it as like a pastime. Yeah,
it's so intriguing.
The human mind is mind-boggling, and like I think like the fascination with like scary stories and ghost stories and like real crime stories and things like that all ties into roughly the same brainwave.
We just like being scared.
We
is it that, or is it the fact that you're trying to prove something to yourself so you know what's going to happen after this life?
I think it's a little bit of all of the above, right? But there is that innate desire for like adrenaline, right? And the fight or flight response, whether you're on a roller coaster or you're listening to a creepy story. Yeah. That's also why people like watching sports, is because we put ourselves into the player's place when we watch it.
Yeah.
That's our little monkey brain doing that. Like monkey see, monkey do. And so you get the same feedback as if you were playing that sport, or as if I had been in that hallway and saw that ghost with you. So I didn't have to be there, and I didn't have to have the like jump scare, right? But that's why people like stories. That's why people will like watching things. But like, I would never want to go to like, you know, if this was the old 1800s, I would never want to go to like a public hanging.
I couldn't.
But then, would you though? Because if that was your culture,
that's what you're
and
used
that was
to.
the normal,
and that was entertainment. Like people went to the Coliseum and watched people kill each other all the time.
So we've just kind of like replaced that with like movies and TV shows and things. There's still that violence there, right? Think about every horror movie you've ever watched, right? Somebody's gonna get axed. Somebody's gonna get their head buzzsawed off or something. Like, which I can't
watch those movies.
I do not like those ones. Yeah,
the really gory ones I can't watch. I like the supernatural ones, like The Conjuring
or like the games that are really dark too. Like I can't do Man of Medan. I can't do the one with the Wendigos. That one I tried watching a little bit and it got super gory, and I was like, I can't. So just can't.
I'm not into the watching somebody suffer, but I am fascinated picking up after they have passed and seeing what that spirit does.
Like that ripple effect.
The fact that she still was like,
I think that's so great. That's so great.
I wish that I had a wheelchair so I could show you.
Like how she would kind of like just do her little walk.
You know,
I've seen them do that before.
Hunched over, and
she's this little,
like literally
like
this
skeleton walking around. It's crazy.
Aw, bless her heart.
May she rest in peace, the angry little soul.
Yes.
She sounds like
You're
she's
probably happier now,
nice,
Dorothy.
Dice are calling too.
All right, let's see what number we get. That was a 9.
Wow, 9 just feels real strong.
13. We're breaking the norm now. 13. Wait, that's an unlucky number. Oddly enough, 13 is my lucky number.
This is a good question.
Most people say it's a 13.
You'll have to decide if this is a lucky question or unlucky question.
If it's about butts, the answer is no.
I didn't put any of those questions in this episode, Jessica, but now I am going to, so be you warned.
No! I already answered a question about butts on the first episode.
Where is the place that you would never go as a kid on Halloween, and why?
Okay.
I knew she would have a good one for this.
So, on my street growing up, we had this guy we called Old Brother Webb, right? And he's this crotchety old man, and he owns 2 houses. And his mom had died in the house on our neighborhood street. And there was another house beside it that was abandoned for a couple of years. So these 2 houses were completely abandoned. And nobody had known that this woman had died in her house. She'd been there for 6 months dead. And no one knew. So
That's
Whoa.
yeah, and so as
That's so sad.
yeah,
Hold on. His mom? It was his mom?
his mom, but
Why
he
the French
lived in,
toast? Oh.
yeah, so he lived
was,
in a
like,
different house
somewhere else.
but she was in the house by herself. He never visited except for like maybe once every 2 months. But anyways, after she died, the house fell into complete disrepair and disarray. And there was this hole that could go down up into the house, but it had like a special trap door.
Oh my
Shut up! I love that stuff! And she fell through, I'm assuming.
No, she died in her bed.
You assume that she fell into the trap door in her
Well,
own
listen,
house.
Listeners, you comment on this and you tell me you didn't come to that same conclusion.
She made a trap door to get the guy that had been coming for her since the 80s, but no, she got herself instead.
So there were this.
No disrespect to this woman who was
Yeah,
passed.
I'm really,
so sorry.
really
No,
sorry.
she was so nice. She'd always give us candy when we went by. But
Nice.
after they pulled
Trick or
her
treat.
body out of the house, there was this house that stayed abandoned. It's still abandoned to this day. And then there was the next house that belonged to a scary, scary man we called the Candy Man. Because he would say, "Come to my house, kids, and I'll give you candy. Come inside." And we always were like,
Ooh,
"That's
whoa.
yeah." So
That gave me full chills down my spine.
I know, and I'm getting it too. And he had a white Samoyed that anytime you get close to the house, it would sit there and growl at you. And it would sit at the door and just growl. And even if you weren't like inside or near
Poor
the yard,
dog.
you would hear the dog growling. So now you know about the Candyman's house that had bad
Yes.
vibes, and then the dead lady's house. So Old Brother Webb's house had that trapdoor, right? And
Yeah.
the chain had broken. And as kids, I was like maybe 6 or 7. We would go, and all the neighborhood kids would stand in front of the house at midnight when our parents weren't watching because we'd sneak out. We would sit there and we'd be like, "I bet you anything that this house is haunted." And my older brother was like, "Nah, nah." And I was like, "Yes, it is. I swear up and down it is." And he was like, "I dare you." And I was like,
Just no.
and the neighborhood kids were like, "We triple dog dare you to go down into the trapdoor into the house." And this is one of my earliest memories of this house. And this is one of the earliest haunt memories I have of my life. So I'm just like, okay. And so we open up this trapdoor, immediately hit with the musk smell, you know. And
Yeah,
there's
it's
spider
earth
webs.
and
Yeah.
damp.
And
And
so
dead body.
Yeah.
probably she had been pulled out like 3 months before, but yeah, probably.
It was
That's-
probably lingering.
It kind of
Probably.
sticks around. That's an odor.
Opening that house now, I have other horror stories, even to this
You
day
went
from that.
back?
Oh yeah.
Jess!
But anyways,
The question was, where would you not go?
Yeah, not where did you go and then repeatedly kept going.
Keep going, I want to hear.
I go into abandoned mines. You know, I don't do that. Anyways, so I opened this door and immediately you hit the musk, and then you see all these spider webs and things just dripping down, and you can see that there are stairs going down, and these stairs are really sketch. They're kind of starting to fall apart. So I'm like, ah, and I get my brother's flashlight and I put her down as the little child that I am, and I'm looking around and I'm starting to get a really bad vibe, a really bad feeling. And as I'm walking down, I hear a snicker behind me, and my brother had not come. None of the neighborhood kids come. I'm getting goosebumps again because this was horrifying. So as I'm
stop.
going down, I hear a stomping.
Oh!
And I was like, oh, heck no, heck no. And so, but my brother was like, "You can't come back up." And I was like, okay. So I went further and further down, and then I hear a and I jumped out of there, and I was like, "No!" And so I dropped the flashlight, left that sucker in there, slammed into the wall, bounced back, and then ran back up and out of the house, slammed the door shut, ran back to my house, hid under my blankets, and didn't tell my brother what I saw or heard.
Whoa.
Does your brother know now? Like, have you told
Yeah,
him?
I've told him now, but he's just like, "Why did you run out of that house?" And so, and then fast forward a couple years later, they completely demolished that part of the house because druggies were breaking in and going and using the house.
I mean, that's
as they
probably
do.
what you heard.
Probably, I don't know, but so they
That's scary.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
bad.
and so they
Not the
completely
kind of scary we're looking for in this moment.
No, the real
but
life this could
is-
actually kill you scary.
No, but this is the next part. So they had completely demolished the trapdoor thing, and they
Okay.
had completely filled it in because they didn't want druggies
Yeah,
coming
they
in
didn't want
anymore.
people using a secret passage.
Mhm.
You know.
And so my older brother was
Weird.
just like, "I know how to pick locks now," because we were in that stage where he's going to learn how to pick locks.
So
So
let me tell you, it is a useful skill.
So
Okay.
he tried
Picking
picking the
locks.
locks
Yeah.
of this house, and as he was there picking the lock, he said he heard a by the door. And he was like, "What?" And so he left, and he had managed to pick the lock. And I was like, okay, cool.
Okay, so
So-
the locked door of this known haunted house is now unlocked, and the ghost was knocking to get out.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, what?
And so I'm just like, so I grabbed my little brother Helam, and I'm like, come, child. And so
Okay.
he's like 3 at this point.
No, Dad! You took a toddler into... No!
So I'm like, okay, Helam, we're gonna hold hands and we're gonna go inside this house. Okay, and he's like, okay. And so I push the door open, and you get hit with that same musky smell
Ugh.
again. And there's hoarding stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
Like there's garbage everywhere. And down the hallway, there's this old piano. And we were looking down, and all of a sudden we hear this song start playing on the piano. And I was like, nah! And so we slammed the door. I ran away. My little brother was like, I don't know what to do.
You left
I
him?
left my brother.
You left him?
So he opens the door again, and he waddles inside the house, and he said he turned to his right and he saw a lady rocking in a chair. And then afterwards he was like, "Ah!" So he ran out. I'm getting goosebumps again. And after that, we never went back inside. But sometimes you can see the curtains rustling, and sometimes you'll see a ghostly face peer out the window.
What happened to her?
We don't know. She died of old age, I think.
She died alone.
Yeah, but she was all alone inside her trashed house. Her
She was
son
all
didn't really ever check
alone.
on her.
That's so
And
sad.
so she died, but she had a waiting room where she would just have her little rocking chair. And so
It's a little, like a front room.
and so that chair
And
is
the
still
rocking
there.
chair was down in the basement? or
No,
in
the rocking chair
closet?
was upstairs.
Like in the
So
front
my older brother had picked the lock upstairs to the big door, and then
Okay.
pushed that. And then after
because
he
the
heard
passage
the knock,
below was all like
They
caved in
closed
and
that
stuff,
down.
but
Yeah,
they
so-
had to get in somehow.
so he picked the
Oh my
lock, got it
gosh.
open, and then my little brother was the one who saw her rocking her chair.
Gosh.
That makes me think of, I think
Makes
it's The
me sad.
Conjuring 2.
Yeah,
That poor old man.
it's sad.
We should go back there and see what we can do to help her pass.
I mean, honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
When I worked at the
something-
nursing home, when anybody would pass, we would open the window so the spirit could go
I
out.
feel like they could get out.
Yeah,
Go
I
somewhere.
mean,
Yeah.
the whole entire house now, like you can look at the windows and there's dead mice all up in the windows because there's newspapers and everything.
Yeah.
Like no light is allowed inside this house. So cats have figured out how to get in now, so they just live inside of there.
Yeah,
so
there's
get
probably a
cats
lot
and
of
kittens.
stray cats.
The Candyman's house has now been converted to a very nice, quaint little home where a cute little family lives now. So
I'm
the haunted house is
incredibly
never-
intrigued by this.
Yeah.
The fact that no real estate mogul has come in and tried to.
Like reclaim the property
Yeah.
at the very least.
Yeah, I'm
What is
sure-
it
Especially
about
in this
that
economy.
land specifically?
I don't know, but even today,
And where is this?
it's it by my house, my parents' house in Orem.
I mean, if
We can go there?
Yeah, it's real creepy, man.
Hey,
It's
you
got
know,
creepy
you remember
vibes.
the start of this question where you're like, do you not go? That was the start of this
Yeah.
question.
So, but yeah, and so
Challenge
the
accepted.
funny thing-
There we go. Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically her life motto.
The best thing about it though is that when I became a teenager and I built my first werewolf fursuit, I was like, I'm gonna use this for my advantage to the neighborhood kids. So
Did you hide like in the yard of that house?
I
'Cause
did, and that's where I learned how to run on 4 legs.
so mean.
She was taught by the spirits.
Yeah, but now it's very. The house hasn't
Wow.
hasn't gotten any children to scare lately. It's just been rotting away.
It's just been sitting,
Yeah.
sitting and rotting.
Yeah, it's still very, very haunted. You can still sometimes see the ghostly figure. My brother actually caught her on camera. So
Shut the front door. We
Yeah.
have to go.
it's
At
a
this point.
spooky house. So
I'm in.
you want to go
I'm
to this
so
house?
freaking in. Yes. I'm so there. It's
Oh.
insane.
And old brother Webb, he's been trying to clean it up and things. Like they moved the piano out a couple of years ago because I think he sold it because he was trying to not have to sell the house. So he
Oh.
wants to keep it for memory as well as for tax breaks. So
Oh,
that's why the
and
house
to
hasn't
try to
been
like,
sold.
clean it up so it's not just a
Oh,
little
he doesn't clean anything.
mess. Oh,
He's
weird.
a mess.
That's
So,
sad.
yeah. So I don't
That's
know what
sad.
else is in there, but there was a lot of scary things growing up, and that house scared me as a child. So
Yeah.
we would sometimes play in the front yard, but anytime we got a chill running down our back, we'd be like, and so we'd go
Peace.
back home.
Woo! Peace out, peace out.
What a thrill!
All right, but the
dang.
Candyman was the worst part of the whole neighborhood.
Does not sound like that's a real life scary. Not
It is a
okay.
real life scary. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He moved away.
Good.
Mhm.
Good.
This
Go be
is
spooky
scary
somewhere
freaking
else.
dog.
Ugh. I'm gonna roll a
Aw.
dice and we're gonna see what other scary things we can talk about besides the Candyman. Oh my gosh, we keep okay.
What
That's
did
a
you get?
6. Oh, okay. I was like, I don't think we've done 6.
Hopefully it's
Um,
not like super dark.
Oh no, not at all. Do you carve pumpkins, and if so, when does this need to take place? Or do you cop out and buy the pre-carved ones, etc., etc.? I love carving pumpkins. I am very bad at carving pumpkins. I aspire to greatness, and every year I'm always like, okay, I'm gonna do a couple pumpkins, and I like make the Pinterest board, and I like figure out what I'm gonna do, and I shop for like the perfect size and shape or whatever, and then every year it just kind of like turns into the same thing it always turns into because I'm really really bad at carving.
What is
pumpkins.
it usually though? What does it turn into?
Well, I mean, and I try to mix it up so I'm not always doing the same old, but like I pretty much will always have like the classic like pumpkin face, like a ghost face, or like the little
Jack
happy
Skellington type.
smile,
Yeah.
with the triangle eyes, you know, because I can't really carve anything else. My most advanced pumpkins have been like when I've been able to actually like carve words, you know, like Happy Halloween or not a mimic, and yeah.
Halloween.
Or
Happy,
even
sure. Halloween.
even
Too
just
long.
like
Too many else.
just like a boo. I've been able to do that,
Yeah.
you know, but like one year I did do a Cheshire cat one that I was very proud of. With like the huge grin, and
Cool.
instead of fully, because you know you can kind of like actually carve the pumpkin and take only like sections away and treat it like a carving. I've always aspired to also be able to do that, which I cannot do, but I did that with this one, and I like, you know, carved the teeth so they were partially see-through, so you could see the teeth and see the eyes and the whiskers, and it looked so good.
You should do that this year. I expect to see this pumpkin at your house now.
It was so hard. I usually will carve pumpkins maybe a week or two before, but it depends on the weather too, because if you're going to have them outside and it's really gunky weather, then they rot and blob, and I put so much time and effort into carving my pumpkin, and I'm so bad at it that if it rots and goes blob before Halloween, then it's like, what did I do this for?
If you spray with like a fixative, it usually doesn't go that way.
That's
like if you
true.
do hairspray or something like that,
like
it helps
seal
to
it.
preserve it. Yeah,
Yeah,
get a
seal
sealant. It helps you pumpkin.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I will do that sometimes, especially if I carve them early on. And then sometimes, because I've talked about this before, but I love roasting the pumpkin seeds. And so sometimes I will carve more pumpkins than I usually would, specifically because I need them pumpkin seeds and I don't want to waste the pumpkins. So I might as well put a face on it or whatever. But yeah, I love carving pumpkins.
That's so fun. That's wholesome.
She's a keeper.
Aw, shucks. What about you
We're
guys?
very good friends.
I feel like you would be really good at carving pumpkins, Jess.
I'm not gonna sit here and brag, but
Yes, no.
Allow it.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't do like the full like stout carve inside gut pumpkin type thing. I will just carve like a relief carving into the pumpkin. So
But
have
you don't
ever
like
seen things
you
like that?
don't like carve
what?
it out.
Relief
How are
carving.
you supposed to put the little light in if you don't take the stuff out?
You don't. You just have a nice little pumpkin, and at the very end, you can have a really nice pumpkin that you can turn into pumpkin pie and seeds as well.
Well, I mean, you can do that too.
You could, but it's more fun. It also makes me practice my skills as far as that goes. They're gone.
So yeah, Jess can carve pumpkins like a beast, like we would all expect.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The things that you can do with wood, it would make sense that you
it
could
would
do
be
it on a
ridiculous
pumpkin.
if you couldn't do that with a pumpkin with her skill set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
just
I really want to see your shows.
It didn't jingle. My heart is sad, and it also didn't land on an actual number.
Oh,
We'll say that.
that's a natural 20.
Heck yeah, Tannah!
I know that dice is a little scratched, but that is in fact a natural 20.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
Is
the best
it
roll.
good? Do you still dress up for Halloween? Why or why not?
Yes, I do. I do indeed.
Good.
I
If it's for your job, it doesn't count. I'm talking about in your personal life.
I do.
Good.
Yeah.
I do.
Good.
She's
indeed.
got incredible costumes.
I wouldn't say that. I'm a onesie wearer, but when I try really, really hard, I will go out. Like I will go all out for my, even when it's not Halloween, I will do it.
Yeah.
It's cosplay, but not me.
I love you.
I'm not a cosplayer.
And the Winnie the Pooh ones.
Yeah.
They're so good.
But my favorite costume I wore for my 30th birthday.
was
I made
it?
everybody. It was Disney themed.
Oh, cute.
And if you came to my birthday, you had to be in a costume.
Oh my gosh,
Or
yes.
at least Disney bounded.
I love that.
I want to have a costume party so bad.
Why don't you?
I got too much else going on.
Fair.
Also, I mean, you were there for my birthday. The crap hit the fan. I had no time to plan for anything at all. But it was okay.
It was still a good
okay.
birthday.
That's so okay. Everybody had to wear a costume. Was it had to be a Disney costume?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's great.
Good.
Yep. And I was Ursula.
Oh,
So I
remember seeing pictures on Instagram. You looked so good.
It's my favorite. I love Little Mermaid. Ursula is my favorite villain.
Yes.
Followed very closely by Scar.
Yes.
But I painted myself purple, and I do a lot of shows at the Hill in Orem specifically.
Yeah.
And I was in 2017, 2018. I was in The Little Mermaid.
Oh, cool.
And then
okay.
I was turning 30 in 2020, and I was like, "Would you guys be okay if I use the Ursula
if I take
costume?"
the Ursula costume for my?
It was actually a last minute thing too, because
wow.
I had asked someone to make the Ursula ball gown that's like the purple seaweed.
Yes,
and
it's so cool.
I wanted that so bad because I wanted to go to Comic-Con
yes,
or
as
FanX
freaking
as
Ursula would be
as
so
Ursula in the ball
good.
gown. And he didn't make it.
Dang.
And so it got to the day before, and I was like, "Do you have my dress?" I asked you a year ago.
Oh my gosh, buddy.
And he didn't make it, and so I called the Hill and I was like, "This is my 30th birthday. I'm so sorry." And they were like, "Yeah." So they gave me the costume, and it was the coolest.
That's so nice.
The coolest. But yes, on Halloween every year.
Yeah.
Like even
does it change every year, or do you kind of have like a standard of what you like to do?
I usually have 3 different costumes every Halloween.
That's awesome.
Yes, that's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so great. Oh my gosh. I love that.
Go way too hard,
But it's so fun though.
It's good.
it is, but it's like lazy costuming.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas like you go to FanX and you're like, "Oh dude, I really wish that I could wear that."
Right.
You know?
It's
But
fun.
this
really
this
fun.
was for work, but this was me and Tag, my dog.
Oh, you're so cute.
And I was like, "It's Disney themed."
Oh, it's so cute.
The Cheshire Cat.
And
so
Maleficent.
Oh, I love
And
that.
he's
He's
like,
like, mother, why? And you're like, I'm so happy. He's like,
he looks so
He's
handsome.
such a
life
cute
is
little
so
man,
hard.
though. I
What
love
a-
him.
His
what a
birthday is on
cool one.
Friday.
Oh, that's so
He's gonna be
happy
13.
birthday,
Aw.
doggo. Happy
Wow.
birthday. That's so fun. What about you, Jess?
Do I dress
Halloween costumes. Go.
up? For Halloween, honestly, I'm always dressed up anyways because I have to scare people, right? I
Well,
get
that's
paid
true.
for it.
Yeah, but like, okay, if you have your own personal time,
I have my own.
are you
personal
dressing
time.
up or are you just chilling?
I'm dressing up. I have this big giant werewolf onesie my family got for me because my nickname around the house is werewolf because I scare people in werewolf costume. So I have that and I just lounge.
I mean,
my
fair.
onesie.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
You bring me joy.
You bring me joy too,
Onesies
girl.
are
So much.
good.
It's so good.
Love that.
That's
Do you?
awesome.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've always loved dressing up. I blame it on my mother because she made such great costumes, right? She made such excellent costumes. It was so fun. I did. Well,
And he's
and
a Trinity,
because
so-
these
Oh, yeah.
costumes were like so good and they were well made, we could, like when we were all into Harry Potter, we would like play out in the woods in our Harry Potter costumes with our little wands and stuff. Like that's what we would do. That's what we would do. And so I just like cultivated this love for like costuming and dressing up and making the thing and
Make believe.
yeah.
That's never gonna go away.
No, absolutely
Once
not.
it's in your blood, you can't make it go away.
It's
Yeah.
so fun. It's so fun. Like
Yeah,
the
awesome.
the thing that made me the most sad about this year for me is that I didn't get to go to as many Ren fairs as I thought I was going to go to, which means that I had less opportunities to dress up. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. I have a sad life.
Listen, Lower opens next week.
I know. I know.
Come dress up.
I love it. I love it so much. I love costumes. I love cosplay. I am not good at it, but I like attempting it. I do like attempting it very, very much.
She said
That's how you know she's good, is because she says she's not good.
Oh,
at
I'm
it.
not good.
She's a fantastic.
I was literally just
oh,
working on
right.
my most recent cosplay for this
I was gonna
FanX.
say, I see some scissors
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah, I was working on it and I was making these little hand, like fingerless gloves as part of it. Oh my gosh, girl, if you saw me, you'd be like, what's this? Now, my sewing machine is very janky, but I'm not good at sewing at all. And so anything I do, I have to be like, okay, how can I make this with as minimal amount of sewing as possible? Like how
She
many
says she's not good.
how
But
many
that's
of these-
her on the right.
Oh, I know you.
Yeah, you've probably seen
Yeah,
me.
I've seen you walk around.
Yeah, you've probably seen me.
Oh, that's
Um,
amazing.
Oh, that's not even with the face makeup on.
No.
Just you wait.
And I can show you her fern costume too. I do have a picture of that.
Just you
I like the
wait.
steampunk.
Thank you. I
Accents.
steampunkified Jester because I was going to a Ren fair that was steampunk themed.
Blue hair on you is a very good color.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very
Honestly,
much.
it threw me off though. The first time I saw it, I was like,
I mean, that's not even with the face makeup. I do like doing the face makeup.
What's
and
the face
body
makeup for that?
paint. Blue. She's all blue. She's like a sky blue. You'll see. Don't worry. I'll put it on Instagram.
I'm gonna follow you.
Oh, shucks. I only got an Instagram because
I kept
people
bothering you
kept
to
bothering.
update.
Well, you kept bothering me. Everybody at Ren fairs, everybody at FanX, because I just cosplay for fun. I'm not that good. I just do it for fun because I'll find a character that I really like and I'm like, I can probably make that outfit and then I'll just do it. But I had so many people that would recognize my character and then be like, I want to follow you.
yeah,
And I would be
she's
like,
right here too.
that's fine. I don't have an Instagram.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so
I've
I
seen-
was peer pressured into making an Instagram. So
Aren't you so proud of
I
yourself?
was going to update it a little bit today too, because I need to post some of the stuff I've already made for Fern so that's on there. But yeah, guys, I love
the material of that
costuming.
skirt and the cape.
right?
Yeah,
It's super
Is that a
silky,
kilt or a
silky.
cloak? I can't tell.
it's kind of like a shoulder. It's fully like velcroed onto my body. It looks really well done. It is not. It's basically a curtain that I like cut out, glued flowers to, put some velcro on, and boom, done.
Sometimes what
And
you
yet,
gotta do.
it looks incredible. So
Right?
Yeah, you
That's-
just make it work.
that's
you just make it
impressive.
work. The skirt, the
Yeah.
top,
So
half of all of Fern's stuff was bought on Amazon, guys. There's the secret. Amazon. If I can buy it so I don't have to make it, that is happening. It is
I
absolutely
have a couple
happening.
friends that are famous, like Instagram cosplayer, whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
TikTok, all of that.
yeah.
And a lot
I
of their
just
stuff
couldn't
is
do it.
like one of my friends. She makes a shiz ton of her stuff.
Oh
like,
yeah. Some people
I
are
like
But
just,
a lot of
they're
times,
so
if they're
good
doing
at
a
it.
group at it, they will just do Amazon and then
Yeah.
kind of put things together. So
Yeah,
that's normal.
and
I
that's
feel like.
that's kind of how I will do it because it's so much easier.
Mhm.
It's less expensive, takes less time. If there's a piece that like I absolutely need and you can't find it anywhere, then yeah, sure, I'll make it. But other than that, like nah, I don't got time for all that.
Preach.
I'm not that skilled.
Preach, bags. Preach.
I'm not that skilled.
She says she's not
I just want to dress up to look
Cool,
cute.
Thank you.
Yeah, and always like all through my undergrad and stuff too. Like Halloween, you can dress up to go to class when you're in college. I would absolutely do that. I was definitely that person.
One of my English teachers required that I come to college dressed up in my werewolf fursuit because
Oh,
she wanted to see it
that's
so
super
bad.
great.
I burned the whole day.
That's super great. Yeah, there's some people that I'm like, that's a commitment. There was one year that I was a cat from the musical Cats. Oh, it was so fun. It was so fun.
Take pictures.
Probably somewhere. I'd have to look and see. Because like again, I'm not
Which
gonna.
cat were you?
Oh my gosh, the gray one. I'm gonna forget his name.
Grisabella? Oh, a monkey strap? Which,
Yeah. I had
full
the
disclosure, judge me if you want. That is my favorite musical.
really.
It's a good
I had
musical.
the like fur hat thing with the cute ears. Like I basically just had a bodysuit that I painted and had a tail on, and then did like it was the
Leg warmers and
easiest.
all that?
Yeah, I had the leg warmer glove. Like I got into leg warmers because of that costume.
Yeah.
Leg warmers are great, you guys. I was so cozy all day long. And you know what? Like, it was the best because I literally I put it on. I did my face makeup. The face movie took like 30 minutes tops. And everybody was like, whoa! I scared one of my professors just by walking in the door. I was so happy. I loved it so much.
Amazing.
I love
That
it
is
so
right.
much.
It's great. I
I
love that.
very much look forward to these pictures.
See if I can dig them up.
That's
and
amazing.
Find them. Yeah, it was so fun. It was so fun. I would love to do that one again. But the problem with
I also would love for you to do that again.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
The problem with doing like because that's kind of why after I did that I was like I don't know if I can do a cat again for Halloween because cats are so sexualized, especially for like a girl on Halloween. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be a little kitten. It's like, no, I'm doing this because I like the costume and I think the makeup looks really cool.
Yep.
Like that's why I'm dressing up as this thing, and so I haven't since then because of that,
That's fair.
which is kind of a bummer. I feel like,
Yeah.
but
But also, screw what other people think.
I know
Do
it was
you?
such a good one. It
Yeah.
was such a good one. That was one
That's
of my
awesome.
favorite ones. I scared one of my professors. Another one, he was my organic chemistry teacher. I usually would always sit in the same place, like roughly in the front section. And he was like lecturing, and he would usually kind of talk to like a certain spot. and he looked me dead in the face halfway through the lecture because I kept on seeing him like have to look away, and he looks me dead in the face and he's like, I can't keep looking at you, you're freaking me out. And he just walked to the other side of the lecture hall and lectured facing
Was anyone else
away.
dressed up?
Oh, there was like a decent, there's
Okay.
always a decent number of people dressed up, but it was like intense. Like I looked like a cat.
Oh yeah, I was in
looked-
Cats the Musical. I know the effort you have to put into
I
that.
looked like a
God.
freaking
I get it.
cat. I did, and it was
That
so
made me proud.
It was so fun. Like the reactions that you get from people is so fun. That's the other thing I like
You're
about
walking
cosplay.
down the street. Jellicles can.
Yeah, I did. Because like that's the other thing I like about cosplay is like getting into character and getting the like mannerisms and the physicality of it, and like if you can do voices, doing the voice, like, and then the reaction you
The
get
voice.
from people.
Meow.
She
I
is
mean,
scarily good.
yes.
At like, it's insane.
Yeah. But yeah,
Amazing.
that was a really fun one. I would love to do a cat again, but I mean, again, you can't do a cat. You can't unless you want to immediately be sexualized as a woman.
Yeah, if you do the traditional, like, you want to actually look like a cat, I fully
People-
understand.
yeah.
But also, cats in general are kind of not. This is gonna be weird, but they're kind of a sensual creature.
Yeah, they
The
have kind
way
of like
that
a
they
slinky
move
walk, and they
yeah.
have the whooshy tail and
Yeah.
the big eyes that bat up at you, and yeah.
Yeah.
And they rub on everything.
I
I
mean,
make you sneeze. My cat did that to me before I left. I'm very allergic to animals, but I want to become a veterinarian. Yeah, I can't be around Yappa or Brimstone because I will swell up.
It's so sad.
Yeah, it's
It's
fine.
a sad time.
I take
know.
lots of allergy meds.
Don't worry, we're all worried about her all the time, always.
Don't be. I don't be.
I have a question.
Yes.
What? You just said that
What is your
cats are very sensual creatures, and you listed all the things, and you ended
Yeah.
on sneezing.
I'm glad that you caught that because, yep.
What about sneezing is sensual, and who or what are you interacting with that you?
Thank you for catching that. I wasn't gonna say anything because she just rambles, but yeah.
No. That's what. No. No, I don't know anybody who's all about sneezing.
What an
or has that.
interesting kink that you
That's
have.
a-
I
weird
don't
kink.
have a kink for sneezing. I laugh at people who sneeze. Just like I'm not into holes and I'm not into a bunch of other things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I think she's in.
What conversations have we just tapped on?
You know the like flowers, like the lotus flowers
those ones
that have like the
I
weird
have
holes.
tryptophobia,
or,
so
like-
I can't do
Oh.
like the
Yeah.
disruption of patterns. Like even this is bugging me right
This
now.
is bothering you.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
very
cute, but I'm just
sorry.
like
It's a little
man, I just want to smooth it over, you know. Yeah.
Wow.
I am intrigued by you as a human.
She's pretty great.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for joining me for a Halloween special episode.
Of course.
This has been really great.
We got some good spooky
We had
stories.
some really good spooky stories. We talked about random things as we always do on this podcast.
I love that.
This is all we have time for today, guys, but we'll talk at you later.
Toodaloo.